What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at Grab. So Grab is pretty much the Uber and Uber Eats of Southeast Asia, or just Asia in general. If you ever go out there, you'll see a bunch of people with green bags, and they're either delivering food or doing some kind of like taxi cab drives. And honestly, everybody takes it because a lot of people don't have cars out there because public transit is so good, along with Grab, and it's cheap, affordable, so everybody uses it. When I was out in Asia, I used it every single time I went anywhere. I would just buy a Grab. I would take a Grab wherever I need to be, to the airport, from the hotel to places. It's awesome, seamless process. A lot of drivers. They're expanding. Honestly, they operate just as good, if not better, than Uber. And whenever you're ordering food, it's the same process, and they don't even kill you with the fees that you get from like Uber Eats and DoorDash and all that. You can actually get a meal that's still affordable while still paying for the delivery fees and tipping the driver. So it's pretty nice. They really dominate the space over there, and I think they could have some kind of potential. Not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy this, but it's just something to look at. Maybe you can check out their financials and see their statements. I think it's pretty solid, and I think they have a pretty decent future, in my opinion. But they've had a nice trend line established here since 2022. They had that major drop where everybody else did as well, and we have two trend lines established. We have like a less steep one here, then we had a nice wick off, and then now we have a more steep trend line that's also creating a bull flag or a bull pennant that we could potentially see higher prices for. And if we were to measure out that move, that would take you to, for instance, if we take it from this bottom here, that would take you to 750. If we took it from over here as that breakout point, then that would take you to 845, and so on. You kind of get the point. Higher valuations, still a smaller market cap stock. Market cap is 20 billion at the time, and the average trading volume for per day is 16.9 million. But like I said, they dominate the space out there in Asia, so I think they have a pretty bright future, and they look pretty good here on the monthly. The technicals look pretty solid. Like I said, a nice bullish pattern being formed on the monthly, and it looks pretty solid here on the weekly as well. If we can get a close back above 548 and eventually above 575, then we could see higher targets, as we have to look left, and then we have to break this structure at 660, and like I said, we had to break. Once we break 6, we could see 660. If we break and hold 660, then we could make it all the way up to about 750, which would, play out that bull flag. But I do think if it gets moving and it catches some momentum, this thing could rally pretty hard because of how small the market cap is. On the SMAs, where we got a solid bounce off of our 20 after making it all the way down to our 50 and breaking back off of that bounce, pushing higher, and just pretty much holding off the 20 week very strongly. And on the daily, we're still holding above our 20-day. We pushed up, retested, and now we're kind of just hugging it. So we'll see if we end up falling back through, or if we can continue riding this momentum to the upside. On the daily, we're sitting right there. It looks like the 20 SMA is practically the same thing. We're getting a hold off of it right now. And on the weekly, we're just stuck in limbo between the blue, the mid band, and the top band, the red one. But we're still right on that key level of support. We haven't really made a decision just yet, and we still have this trend line as confluence to the upside. We are bouncing off of our 8-week EMA, which is a very strong level that kind of holds the trends intact, and we're playing above it right now, which is a bullish sign. And on the daily, we are bouncing off of it as well. We'll see if we can get a nice continuation. We still have a minor, and the gap was already filled, never mind. There was a gap here. It looks like we filled it and pushed back down. We'll see if we can break past this wick at 524. If we do that, I think we can see 540 pretty quickly. And the volume recently has kind of just been dwindling down. We've seen higher volume days, and it's just like slowly decreasing in the amount that's being traded per day. On the weekly RSI, it looks like we're trying to break through our yellow moving average, and we have a bull flag formed. We'll see if we can break past this 61 mark and eventually make it to this overbought territory. And on the daily, looks like we got like a triple bottom or something like that, and we're playing above our yellow moving average. We'll see if we can continue this momentum to the upside, as we already have higher highs and higher lows established, pushing upward. On the MACD, we're kind of just trending sideways, but still in bullish territory. So if we can just get a nice spike in momentum like we've seen over here, then that could definitely take us to higher valuations and have that bull flag play out. Here on the daily, we're kind of in the neutral zone, as you have this midline here. We got the green pushing down for a red flip, and now we just flipped back green, and we have the blue pushing above the orange back into bullish territory. So this could be the start of a nice green hill like we've seen over here or over here, and that could take us to higher valuations as we are pushing towards this potential breakout point for a breakout, retest, and continuation for that bull flag that we drew earlier in this video. And if we were to draw a fib off of this bull flag, 1272 takes us to 650. The 1618 would take you to about 740, which kind of lines up with that bull flag a little bit. So I'll draw that out again. So if we were to measure it out from this breakout point here, or from this bull flag, and then we measure it from the breakout point, it takes you right in between that 1618 and the 1272, which is what we were talking about earlier. We'll see if that ends up playing out. And on a larger time frame, when you pull fib here, you can see that we pulled back to the 0.5 and 618. We found key levels of support off of that. We had a major sell-off where we still held the 0.5 to the 618. You can see that, which is our key level, our golden zone. But we made it all the way down to the 886. So we had a major sell-off, but a quick recovery. So really, we never got a close underneath it. So this was a key level that held right here. So that's a very, very strong level that we had over here. So if we were to come back down, I would expect to find a bounce off of that level, and that could potentially be a nice buying opportunity, not financial advice, but that would be anywhere from 435 to 404. But like I said, grab is a interesting opportunity. I think it's still early on. Like I said, the market cap's only 20 billion at the moment, and they dominate the Asian space for food delivery and taxi drivers. It could be a great opportunity. A lot of people are entrepreneurs out there, and they're self-employed, so you will see a lot of Grab drivers. There's a lot of people on motorbikes in Southeast Asia. They're literally everywhere. There's probably more motorbikes than cars, and there's a bunch of cars. Like for instance, in Thailand, or Bangkok, to be exact, there's a bunch of traffic, and 60% of it is motorbikes, and then the other 40% is bumper to bumper traffic, but people like to use bikes because it's easier to get through all that traffic. So I don't think they're going anywhere, and I think they're going to continue to dominate the space, and I think they're doing a great job. So we'll see how their future looks, and we'll see if this ends up playing out and they continue to the upside. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoy content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one.